This is a huge story.
Yeah.
Huge story. Enemies are joining forces. The PGA Tour and LIV Golf, two sides that had fractured the sport over the last year and a half, have been battling for supremacy on and off the course. Those two are merging together now. This news broke yesterday. PGA and LIV, they have agreed to drop all lawsuits against each other effective immediately. It is still to be determined how players can rejoin the PGA Tour after this year. It's also unclear what form the LIV Golf League would take as we head into next year. Other details, including the new entity's name, still have to be worked out. So let me give you a little background here. The PGA Tour was the only game in town when it came to golf. All of the best golfers in the world played on the PGA Tour. But it was about a year ago, this brand new Saudi-backed golf league started, essentially. Right. And they started plucking as many people as they can from the PGA Tour.
Too.
Huge names. Phil Mickelson joined. I'm blanking on his name. Brooks joined. Some of the best golfers in the world joined LIV. They threw a ton of money at them. And the PGA Tour said, if you go, don't ever come back here. You are not welcome back. You cannot play on our golf tournaments, and you will never be a member of the PGA again.
Yeah.
And they said, well, $100 million sounds pretty good. See you later. And they left.
Right.
And a lot of PGA players, for example, Tiger Woods.
That passed up a huge payday.
Rumors of $1 billion to join LIV. And a lot of other golfers. Look, in golf, you don't win money unless you win the golf tournament. So there are golfers, you could go long stretches of time without getting a paycheck. But LIV said, we're going to guarantee the paycheck. And the PGA said, and they kind of bullied a lot of these members into saying no. These guys turned down tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to stay on the PGA Tour while a handful of them left. Now they can come back, and it is making PGA members really, really mad.
What's the talk about it now that it's happened? Because one, I know we have the 9/11 families who are upset and hurt about this because Saudi money is involved. And then you also have, who's the head of the PGA?
Jay Monahan. Who
was out front and center. No, absolutely not. Here's why it's terrible for the sport. You can't do it. And then full circle to the announcement that he made, and I watched the clip of it this morning. I think it's a great thing for the sport. I think this is what, I mean, I would be livid if I walked away from hundreds of millions or $1 billion, and now you think it's a great idea? Because I want to know how much money he got.
Well, and the players who didn't go with LIV because it was called a money grab and sort of taking away some of the sportsmanship of golf. We're just going to throw a ton of money at these players and rob the PGA of these top players. And so the ones who took the high road to not join LIV, and what
do they get out of it?
The leader gets into this secret deal with them, and now they're like, what? It is shocking. And again, there's LIV, I think, there are some different rules, of course. The way they pay the players is very different. So there are a ton of details that need to be worked out. But the bottom line is two enemies secretly, it seems, coming together, because the PGA players didn't find out about it until moments before it was announced.
Yeah, they reportedly, the PGA did not tell any of their top players. Tiger Woods had no idea before it happened. Rahm had no idea before it happened. So all these top players, they didn't know. And what I have been reading is that the president, Jay Monahan, has been either calling or having meetings with players privately behind closed doors, and they have been screaming at him, throwing out the word hypocrite, which
because they took these players took the high road. They said, we're going to pass up all this money and stick with PGA, and now the PGA is like,
yeah, probably should have taken that money.
And then you add that element of a lack of patriotism, you know what I mean? When you throw in the 9/11 element, and it certainly would make some of these players say, okay, fine, I'm going to stick with PGA. I'm not, you know what I mean?
Right.
So there are moral reasons also.
And the president, by the way, he is the one that made that comment about 9/11 and the
Yeah.
Saudi money, and so he publicly said it, and now they're saying, well, what about that? You said that thing in a conference.
Well, I think the problem is that a lot of PGA, there's many dealings with Saudi money. It's
Yeah.
like dealing with China. Where are we looking at their human rights practices,
Right.
or are we looking at them as a business partner? And that's a whole
Question.
nother, topic.